The ice is silent, stretching endlessly across the frozen Arctic. A ringed seal pokes its head through a small opening in the ice, unaware of the predator lurking just beneath the surface. Suddenly, with explosive power, a massive white blur breaks through the ice, jaws snapping shut around its prey. This is the polar bear, the undisputed king of the Arctic, combining raw strength, patience, and cunning to thrive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. But how does this apex predator reign supreme in a frozen world where survival seems impossible? Let's uncover the secrets of the polar bear's icy dominance. Hunting strategies. Polar bears are solitary hunters, relying on a mix of stealth, endurance, and brute force to catch their prey. Their most iconic hunting technique is still hunting, where they wait motionless at seal breathing holes for hours, even days, until a seal surfaces. With lightning-fast reflexes, they strike, pulling their prey from the icy waters. Another fascinating tactic is stalking seals resting on the ice. Using their white fur as camouflage, polar bears creep silently across the frozen landscape, covering great distances with minimal movement. Once within striking range, they charge at speeds of up to 25 miles per hour, delivering a devastating blow with their massive paws. In times of scarcity, polar bears showcase incredible resourcefulness. They scavenge whale carcasses washed ashore, or even break into snow dens to capture seal pups. Their ability to adapt hunting strategies to their environment is a testament to their intelligence and survival instincts, allowing them to thrive in a landscape where food is scarce. Physical strengths. Polar bears are built for power and endurance. Adult males, known as boars, can weigh up to 1,500 pounds and measure over 10 feet when standing on their hind legs. This immense size gives them unparalleled strength, enabling them to drag seals weighing several hundred pounds from the water with ease. Their speed and agility are equally impressive for an animal of their size. On ice, polar bears can sprint at speeds of up to 25 miles per hour for short distances, helping them close the gap on unsuspecting prey. In water, they are strong swimmers, capable of covering up to 60 miles without resting, aided by their large, paddle-like front paws. Perhaps their most remarkable adaptation is their thick layer of fat, which can measure up to 4.5 inches. This not only insulates them from Arctic temperatures, but also serves as an energy reserve during periods of food scarcity. Paired with their dense water-repellent fur, polar bears are perfectly engineered to endure and dominate in the unforgiving Arctic environment. Social structure. Polar bears are primarily solitary creatures, each navigating the vast Arctic wilderness in search of food. Interactions are rare and often brief, except during the mating season or when a mother is raising her cubs. This solitary lifestyle is a necessity in a habitat where resources are scarce, ensuring that competition for food is minimized. During the mating season, males will compete for access to females, engaging in fierce but non-lethal fights. The victor earns the right to mate, while the defeated male retreats to conserve energy. Despite their solitary nature, polar bears exhibit a surprising tolerance for one another at large feeding sites, such as whale carcasses, where several individuals may gather to share the bounty. Communication between polar bears is subtle but effective. They use vocalizations like growls, roars, and chuffing sounds, as well as body language, such as head movements and pawing at the ground. Mothers and cubs in particular share a close bond, relying on constant communication to ensure the cub's survival in the harsh Arctic. Habitat and range. Polar bears are found throughout the Arctic, with their range spanning the icy coastlines of Alaska, Canada, Greenland, Russia, and Norway's Svalbard archipelago. They depend on sea ice for hunting, mating, and raising their young, making them highly specialized for this unique environment. Their preferred habitat is the edge of the sea ice known as the marginal ice zone, where seals are most abundant. This dynamic region shifts with the seasons, requiring polar bears to adapt to the ever-changing landscape. During the summer months when the ice retreats, polar bears may be forced onto land, where they rely on stored fat reserves or scavenge for food until the ice returns. Territorial behavior among polar bears is minimal due to the vastness of their habitat. Instead, their movements are dictated by the availability of sea ice and prey. This nomadic lifestyle allows them to traverse thousands of miles each year, showcasing their incredible endurance and adaptability to the Arctic's challenges. We've seen the polar bear's hunting strategies and physical strengths, but there's an extraordinary fact about these Arctic giants that might surprise you. Polar bears are capable of fasting for months, surviving solely on the energy stored in their fat. One bear was recorded fasting for an astonishing 8 months while waiting for the sea ice to return. And there's more. Later in the video, we'll reveal some truly mind-blowing facts about their incredible adaptations to life in the Arctic. Keep watching. You won't want to miss it. Diet and feeding habits. Polar bears are hypercarnivores, meaning their diet is almost entirely meat-based. Their primary prey is seals, particularly ringed and bearded seals, which are rich in the fat and calories necessary for survival in the Arctic. They target seals for their blubber, which provides the energy reserves needed to endure long fasting periods. A unique feeding adaptation is their selective eating habits. Polar bears often consume only the fat and skin of seals, discarding the rest of the carcass. This behavior maximizes calorie intake while minimizing effort, ensuring they get the energy needed to survive in their harsh environment. This also benefits scavengers, such as Arctic foxes, who feed on the leftovers. When food is scarce, polar bears showcase their resilience by scavenging carcasses of whales or walruses and even eating vegetation, though this provides little nutritional value. Their ability to adapt their diet based on availability highlights their survival instincts in one of the world's most unforgiving habitats. Reproduction and life cycle. Polar bear reproduction is a slow and careful process reflecting the challenges of raising young in the Arctic. Mating occurs between April and May, with males often traveling hundreds of miles to locate receptive females. Once mating is complete, the pair separates and the female begins preparing for a long winter ahead. Pregnant females enter dens made from snow and ice in early winter, where they give birth to 1 to 3 cubs between November and January. At birth, cubs are tiny, weighing less than 1 pound, and are completely dependent on their mother for warmth and nourishment. The mother's thick fur and insulating fat provide a protective cocoon for her cubs as they grow. Cubs stay with their mother for about 2 to 3 years, during which they learn essential survival skills such as hunting and navigating the ice. This extended period of parental care ensures that young polar bears are well equipped to face the challenges of Arctic life on their own. Evolutionary history. Polar bears are a relatively recent addition to the evolutionary tree, diverging from brown bears approximately 500,000 years ago. Fossil evidence suggests that their evolution was driven by the need to adapt to Arctic conditions, resulting in unique traits like white fur, a streamlined body for swimming, and a reliance on marine mammals for food. Their ancestors likely began hunting seals and other marine animals as ice sheets expanded, gradually adapting to a lifestyle on sea ice. Over time, polar bears developed traits that set them apart from their brown bear relatives, such as larger paws for swimming and walking on ice, as well as sharper, more specialized teeth for tearing through blubber. Despite their adaptations, polar bears retain some similarities to brown bears, such as their ability to mate and produce viable offspring. These hybrid Pidsley or Grolar bears are rare, but highlight the close genetic link between the two species. Polar bears' evolution underscores their remarkable ability to thrive in an environment where few other large predators can survive. Role in the ecosystem. Polar bears play a fascinating role in the carbon cycle. When they hunt and consume seals, they regulate the population of these marine mammals, which release carbon dioxide through respiration and decomposition. By keeping seal numbers in check, polar bears inadvertently influence the Arctic's delicate carbon storage system, contributing to the balance of atmospheric greenhouse gases in their ecosystem. Additionally, polar bears serve as an indicator species, offering valuable insights into the health of their environment. Changes in their population size, hunting habits, or migration patterns reflect the broader impacts of climate change on the Arctic. By studying polar bears, scientists can better understand the ripple effects of melting sea ice and rising temperatures, emphasizing their importance as a sentinel for environmental change. Another overlooked role of polar bears is their influence on Arctic nutrient cycling. When polar bears feed on seals, the remains of their prey are often left on the ice or dragged ashore. These leftovers become a vital resource for scavengers, like Arctic foxes, ravens, and even bacteria, enriching the local ecosystem. This nutrient redistribution benefits species that might otherwise struggle to find food in the sparse Arctic environment, showcasing the polar bear's indirect impact on biodiversity. Threats and conservation status. Polar bears face an uncertain future, with climate change posing the most significant threat to their survival. As sea ice melts due to rising temperatures, polar bears lose their primary hunting grounds, forcing them to travel farther and expend more energy to find food. This shift has led to declines in body condition, reproductive success, and survival rates. Human activity also contributes to their challenges. Increased oil and gas exploration in the Arctic disrupts their habitat and raises the risk of oil spills, which can be devastating for polar bears. Additionally, polar bears occasionally come into conflict with humans in Arctic communities, where they scavenge for food, leading to dangerous encounters. Despite these threats, conservation efforts are underway. Polar bears are listed as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List, with international agreements like the Polar Bear Agreement working to protect their habitat and manage human-bear interactions. Continued research and global action to combat climate change are essential to securing the future of these iconic Arctic predators. Myths and cultural significance. Polar bears hold a special place in the myths and traditions of Arctic peoples. Indigenous communities like the Inuit and Sami view polar bears as symbols of strength, resilience, and survival. Stories often portray them as spiritual beings, capable of shape-shifting or guiding hunters to success. In some legends, polar bears are seen as guardians of the ice, embodying the spirit of the Arctic. These tales emphasize the deep connection between polar bears and the environment, reflecting their central role in Arctic culture and identity. Even today, polar bears remain a powerful symbol in art, literature, and conservation efforts. Modern media has further elevated the polar bear's status, from documentaries highlighting their struggles with climate change to their depiction as gentle, charismatic creatures in advertising. Polar bears have become global ambassadors for the Arctic. Their cultural significance reinforces the importance of protecting both the species and their fragile environment. Unique and interesting facts. Polar bears possess a surprising trait that sets them apart from most other predators. Their fur isn't actually white. Each hair is translucent and hollow, scattering light to create their iconic snowy appearance. This adaptation helps them blend seamlessly into the Arctic landscape, enhancing their camouflage during hunts. Another incredible feature is their ability to overheat despite living in the Arctic. Polar bears are so well insulated by their fat and fur that they can become too warm if they run or exert themselves for extended periods. To cool down, they often rest or take a dip in the icy waters, showcasing their remarkable thermoregulation skills. Lastly, polar bears have an extraordinary sense of smell. They can detect a seal beneath 3 feet of snow from a mile away. This unrivaled olfactory ability allows them to locate prey hidden beneath the ice, a skill essential for survival in their vast and barren habitat. The polar bear stands as a symbol of strength and adaptability, thriving in a world of ice and snow. But their future depends on our ability to protect the Arctic, a fragile ecosystem that is rapidly changing. And while the story of the polar bear leaves us with awe, our next adventure takes us even deeper, into the ocean's depths to uncover the mysteries of the mighty sperm whale. How does this underwater titan navigate the darkness of the deep? And what secrets lie in its song? Stay tuned. You won't want to miss it.